Hey guys, Clone Guy here, and last week we asked the question, the age-old question, is the FV215B dead? The tier 10 British heavy tank, the original British heavy tank, is it still good? Can you still use it? Can you still work with it? And is it still competitive against all these new tier 10 heavies like the Super Conqueror and the Chieftain? And my answer to that was I still like the tank, and I'll give you another answer to it, and I think it kind of is at this point in the game. I think there are so many more uses, the Super Conqueror and the Chieftain, like so many more situations, should I say, where those tanks are better. What about the T110E5, the American non-auto-loading tier 10 heavy tank? Is this tank dead? Because it kind of has the same role as a Super Conqueror and a Chieftain, or at least it had the same role. Kind of that heavy, sturdy frontal armor, good gun depression, good turret kind of a feel. Of course, this thing has a cupola. This thing also only has 8 degrees, while the Super Conqueror and the Chieftain both have 10 degrees. Well, another thing this tank kind of had a role of was its mobility. It was kind of one of the faster heavies. You know, the IS-7 got introduced, and then it was, you know, slower than the IS-7, but it's still faster than the E100 and the Mouse and the 215B way back in the day. But nowadays, there's 277 WZ-111-5A, which kind of can beat this thing in that more mobile heavy tank role. So is the tank dead? I will tell you my simple answer. My simple answer is no, it is not dead. The reason being is because, yes, this thing has 2 big weak spots, its lower plate and its cupola. But its upper plate and turret are amazing because the turret, the way, should I say, the turret is angled. Premium rounds do not go through this thing's turret. Okay, they can. There's a very slim sliver on to the left and right of the mantlet where you can go through with premium rounds. But other than that, no. Premium rounds do not go through this turret. Same thing with the upper plate. The upper plate, because of its angling, even premium rounds struggle to go through it. Though they can go through it, especially at point-blank ranges, shooting down on the upper plate. But even at range, the upper plate is very sturdy, very strong upper plate, even against premium rounds. So even if you load gold against this tank, you still have to hit it in its lower plate or its cupola. And the cupola, you have to hit the dead center with standard rounds, otherwise you bounce off. Now, I know you're saying, well, yes, but the IS-7 can get hulled out and you have no weak spots on the turret, same with the Super Conqueror, and then the Chieftain has a very weak but small cupola. That's also very hard to kill when it's hulled out, and they both have 10 degrees of gun depression. So, why would I play this tank? Well, because, honestly, see the position I'm in now? I'm allowed to work this position. Yes, a Super Conqueror can as well, but it'd be a little bit slower getting here, and he would turn a little bit slower, and you're going to see I'm just going to start getting shot in the side, but I'm able to react quickly to it, because the E5 turns so fast. Now, there's a difference between speed and maneuverability. This tank is maneuverable. It's not fast in a straight line like an IS-7, but it turns and reacts on a dime. The Super Conqueror is slow. It takes a while to react, takes a while to turn the tank. This thing can snap around real fast, just like the FV215B can. And this position I'm in here, a Patton could work, an Action X could work, a Leopard 1 could work. All those tanks with gun depression can work this spot. This is kind of a medium tank spot right here. I'm kind of supporting my team right here. I'm not fighting from the front. And that's what makes this tank great. You can use it as a medium tank, as a heavy medium tank, because, no, not because of its speed, but because of its maneuverability, because of its handling. It handles a lot like a medium tank, and that's what I like about it. And it can still bounce shots, and it can still bounce insane, huge, derpy guns. Like, it can bounce Jagdpanzers off its upper plate and its turret. It's still trolly. The lower plate is still really, really good if you're shooting standard at it. People think this tank is dead? No, it's not. Maybe you just have to adapt your playstyle a little bit, and it will still perform right here. If I was in a Patton, this is the exact spot I would go. But my Patton, you know, would be easier to kill in this position. My E5 is going to be a whole lot harder to kill because of its more robust armor and more hit points. And granted, I didn't get shot at much at all. I think I got shot at twice this entire engagement, but that's because my team are engaging them from the front, so these guys are pretty much ignoring me. And as you can see, because I use the compass map, I don't even have to look behind me to see where that M103 is. I know who's coming up straight behind me, so I pulled in front so he wouldn't have any shots on me, and that's why I like the compass map. It's just better, in my opinion. For these close-range engagements, I think it's better. Granted, you know what, if you're going to be fighting long-range, it's fine. And I notice he's stock, and I also notice he's ammo rack, so I decided, let's just do it, and I go in, and he bounces off my lower plate. Also, because he only has 198mm of penetration. And this is a bad shot here, looking down at his lower plate. I think I would have been better off shooting his upper plate there, but you're going to see I'm going to correct my aim here, and I'm going to aim straight into his turret ring, because the M103's turret ring is so bad. There it is right there, and boom, he is dead, and he goes down. So is this tank dead? My opinion, no, it's not. I know what players gonna be raging in the Discord or maybe in the comment section. Say the tank is dead. The tank is dead. Oh, your channel's dead now. I quit. I leave, and everybody leaves with me. I think that's along the lines what's gonna happen right there. I'm just kidding. It's not what's gonna happen. He was probably gonna tell me it's dead. But I think it's not. I think, like I said, I think you can play this tank as a medium. Play it like a Patton. How do you play your Patton? Play this tank the exact same way. Alright, you're a little bit slower, but you're about as flexible as a Patton. So, you know, it's good. I like it. I like it a lot. You're not going to be able to make those big zerging push plays where you have to push across a field as fast as you can, like you would be able to do with like an Action X or a Leopard 1, to get somewhere quickly. Like maybe, I'm thinking of a map like on, oh I know, like on Westfield. If you go to the west side of the map, up there, you know, there's a lot of open ground you have to cross quickly, and tanks like the Action X and the Leopard 1 will be able to do it, and so can probably the WZ-115A, the 113, those can probably all do it as well, but tanks like the E5 and the Patton are probably too slow. And once again, how would you play your Patton? That's how I think you should play this tank. Play this tank like a Patton. And you can still hold the front. You can still hold the heavy flank if you want to. You can. You're allowed to. You can do it in this tank because of its armor. It's still good. It's just the cupola, and the cupola is not weak. Like I said, if people are shooting standard at your cupola, they're going to be bouncing, especially if you're rocking back and forth. And that's how I recommend you play this tank if somebody's aiming at you. Don't wiggle left and right. Not with this tank, because the lower plate is rounded. It doesn't really matter. Wiggling back and forth isn't going to do anything. Or, sorry, left and right. Rock back and forth, forwards and backwards, because people are going to be aiming at your lower plate. And if you rock forwards and backwards, they're going to tend to bounce off of your lower plate at a sharper angle because it's rounded. So rock forwards and backwards, and trust me, you're going to get a lot of troll bounces off of this tank. And then wiggle your turret side to side. Wiggle your turret side to side and your hull forwards and backwards. And that's, in my opinion, the best way to bounce shots in this tank. I had a monstrous game on another map. I can't remember what it's called. It's at, oh, Kasserine. But unfortunately, I didn't have my capture card going, and I would love to show it to you guys because I blocked 7,000 damage doing that technique, not even hiding my lower plate, just out in the open, because when you have your lower plate exposed, people tend to shoot your lower plate. When you only show your cupola, people shoot your cupola. And so if you're out in the open, people are going to shoot you in the lower plate, and they're going to bounce off because you're rocking forwards and backwards. And that's how, honestly, I would play. And that's, I think, the best way to play and get people to bounce off of this tank. And also, like I said, play it like a Patton, and I don't think this tank is dead at all. I think this is a very strong tank. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We make about 90,000 credits. Ace tanker, we're still at 3 marks of excellence, 6,000 damage, a ton of assist as well to go along with it, and only 1 shot blocked, but that's because the other 2 shells entered the side of my vehicle. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all liked it. So if you did, slap that like button, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all later. Take care, and peace out.